Welcome to Sterling Spotlight, where we give spotlight on cybersecurity and all things tech. Don't take the bait, the phishing bait, that is. Yes, phishing. It is a big issue that we all need to be aware of and play our part in stopping it. It impacts both our organizations, but also your personal life. This is the episode that you really need to listen to, and this is part 2 of our 2-part podcast special with Get Cyber Safe. I'm your host, Peaches Matarang Cesario, Chief Strategist at Sterling Information Technologies. Today, I'm joined again by our very special guest, Christine Menard, Director of Marketing and Communication Services. I'm just going to go over a little bit of her background so you know who she is. Christine was appointed Director of Marketing and Communication Services in May 2019. She started at CSE in 2016 in Public Affairs and Communication Services as a Senior Project Officer. Christine worked closely with the recruitment team to develop CSE's first ever advertising campaign and public opinion research study. Christine brings her extensive experience in marketing and communications from her time at Public Safety Canada, where she led the Get Cyber Safe, Stop Hating Online, and Get Prepared public awareness campaigns. Before that, she worked in communications and research at National Defence and Health Canada. Christine holds a Bachelor of Commerce concentration in Marketing and International Management from the University of Ottawa and a Master of Marketing Analysis from the University of Ghent in Belgium. Hi, Christine. Thank you once again for being here. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me back.
Oh, I'm so glad you came back. I really enjoyed the last one. And I know that a lot of our audience did too. So this month, Cybersecurity Awareness Month is all about phishing. Christine, can you tell us more about it?
Sure thing. So Cyber Month is in October, and it's an internationally recognized campaign all about cybersecurity. And this year, our focus for the entire month is phishing. The theme for the year is Fight Phishing, Ruin a Cyber Criminals Day. So we like to have a little bit of fun with the theme every year. And, you know, phishing is the third most common scam in Canada, and like billions of phishing emails are sent every day. I'm sure, Peaches, that you see them all the time.
Yeah, we do. We do.
I think it's something like 3.4 billion phishing emails every day. It's just staggering the amount of phishing that we see. And so really that's the focus of the campaign, the Cyber Month campaign this year. Like in all previous years, we cover a whole month, so we like to break things down by week. So in a week 1 this year, so October 3rd to the 7th, we're really pushing out that most important information about what to do if you have been phished or if you suspect that you have fallen for a phishing scam. So how you can recover, who you need to contact, who you need to report it to. So that's really the most important information that you need right away. So that's the focus of week 1. Week 2 is all about where and why it happens. So the different types of phishing, the different vectors that they come through, either email or through text messages, or smishing through social media accounts. So we get into the details of that and try and inform Canadians about how phishing works and what types of information and what types of scams run through phishing. So that is the focus of week 2. Week 3 is all about prevention. So the steps that Canadians can take to not fall for phishing scams. So this is, basic, strong cybersecurity practices, such as, of course, having strong passphrases and passwords, perhaps using a password manager to manage all your passwords, enabling multi-factor authentication, and of course, backing up your most important data.
Wow.
Then, so that's week 3. Week 4, we pull it all together, and that's where we pull all that we've learned about phishing during the month, and then try to help others spot the red flags, help the older adults in our lives spot phishing, and of course, teach younger children about phishing and what they should be looking out for. So that sums up Cyber Month for 2022.
That's amazing. You guys really take the time to cover every aspect of all Canadian lives. from their personal lives to their work life, and it's really finding that balance to make sure that everybody within the family as well as in the organization is protected and knows how to spot these things. Now, let's get into the nitty gritty of what this October's Cybersecurity Awareness Month theme is. So it's phishing. So I just want to get right into it. Can you tell us more about phishing?
So phishing is anytime you receive a email or a text message and it seems like it's from a legitimate source, like say your financial institution or your internet service provider or the government of Canada, but it really is in fact a cyber criminal that is trying to either get your login credentials, so your username and your password, or they want you to click on a link and maybe download a malicious malicious software. So they're really trying to do harm. So they're posing as a legitimate source, trying to do harm. That's what phishing is. And I mentioned it can come through email. It can also come through social media accounts, in your social media inboxes, or through text message as well. And it is a very common source of fraud that Canadians see day to day.
It's so true. How many times have we heard that someone's social media account got hijacked? And they don't know how to get it back, and they've had to send out, messages to friends and family. And then, companies, like you said, the emails or the text messages could come through as looking very legitimate from vendors that they currently work with, or even the government of Canada. So, these cyber criminals are becoming very advanced and are really always seem to be always a step ahead. And so I think that your organization getting the awareness out there and really helping people to understand how to spot these type of these phishing emails and text messages is something that all Canadians can really take advantage of and really become aware of what their digital space is all about. So what are the different types of phishing, and have you seen any trends in phishing that are coming up lately?
So, in terms of the different types of phishing, we talk about spear phishing, which is a personal attack that targets you specifically. So, it might have the cyber criminals might have gathered information about you through your social media accounts to target you specifically.
Okay.
Next up, we have a term called whaling, which is targeting of like a big fish, like a CEO or an executive. That's when they call that whaling. I
Well,
talked
it is
about
a big whale, right?
it is a big whale. We talked about SMS phishing or smishing, SMS phishing. That's phishing
Mm-hmm.
through text.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also vishing, short for voice phishing. So defrauding
Right.
people over the phone. Now, if we can go back to spear phishing for just one moment, I can speak to a little bit of experience there. My sister, like many Canadians, she has boys that are in hockey, and she manages the hockey team. And I
Mm-hmm.
guess through that, her email address was published somewhere on a website, and a cyber criminal in fact found that email, and then sent her a spear phishing a message pretending to be, I think it was the coach of the team, like, so had found the
Oh.
name of the coach, and asking her as manager of the team to e-transfer some money. And luckily in this case, she right away red flags, saw that it was a spear phishing attempt, and didn't respond to it. But like you said, like it's getting more and more difficult to see when something is legitimate and when it's not. Like I was doing something with my internet service provider the other day, and they were sending me a confirmation email about something. But in the
Mm-hmm.
same set of new email I also got a phishing attempt
Oh.
from a fisher pretending to be from that same ISP. So it does get really, really tricky, which is why it's such an important focus of cybersecurity and why we're devoting the entire month of October 2022 to talking about phishing.
Oh, you know what? And so often, like you hear that with family members, with friends, and it's just so crazy as to how real these emails are looking. Wow, yeah, it boggles the mind. So what do we do? How do our listeners um, um, spot these things? What are some of the top maybe 2 or 3 things that they can look for right away if they are not sure whether or not it is a phishing email or if it's a legitimate email?
So there are some things that you can absolutely look for, and that's like urgent or threatening language. Those are very good indications that we're talking about a phishing email here. Another good thing to look at is the email address of the sender, and so sometimes it's like it's not blocked, but it doesn't look, you can't see the actual email and you have to kind of float over it with your mouse or look more deeply at it. But anything when that email address seems like it's not from the actual ISP or actual bank, or it has extra letters, or maybe the letters it's spelt differently or something like that, that's a telltale sign, absolutely, that it's a phishing message. Those are two of the main things. Other things that we can look for are strange language, or just like spelling mistakes, or just unusual phrasing. And we also look for, either unprofessional looking graphics or blurry looking graphics. Those are getting harder and harder to spot. I got one from a phishing email from a bank the other day, and the logo looked almost perfect, but they had done something and it was just looked a slightly more compressed than it usually does. So you need to really look closely, and not all of us have the time to be looking closely at this, and not everybody is that up to date on what the different logos look like. So it's very important to take a look at that threatening and urgent language, and that's really such an important red flag. If someone is needing something that urgently from you, they will reach out to you in a different way, likely, or maybe best that you reach out to them using a different method. So if they've emailed you, maybe contact them using the official contact information of that institution.
Yeah, those are so great. And phishing is such a large topic, and we could probably keep going, for another hour or two on this. But just to close everything out, my I have more than 3 takeaways, but um, so I'm going to try to summarize them in a nice way here. The different types of phishing, spear phishing, like you said, the ones that target individuals, whaling, like a big CEO or somebody of that's a well-known public figure. Those SMS phishings, I mean, I get them as well as all of us do. And then the voicemail phishing, the vishing. So I hope that, our listeners, if these are new to you, we encourage you to go to the Get Cyber Safe website to get more information as far as, how to deal with it. And then another one of my takeaways is, how to spot a phishing email. One of the most important things that you said is, what's the language? Does it sound threatening? Is there strange language? Are there even spelling mistakes, or do the graphics, don't look quite right? And then, taking a look at, hovering over the email address. If it doesn't look like it should belong to that company, but that means it probably doesn't. So this is all great information, and I'm so glad that Get Cyber Safe and that you guys are out there and you're running these year-long campaigns, because it's not just October, we're in October now. So it's a huge push, especially for the theme of phishing. But, I just want to let everybody know that Get Cyber Safe and cybersecurity awareness is something that, this great organization does all throughout the year. And Christine, if you can just let everybody know where they can get more information, that would be fantastic.
Absolutely. Our website and the website for the campaign, is getcybersafe.ca. And all through the month of October, you will find everything you need to find out more about phishing, how to spot it, how to deal with it if it happens to you, how to prepare your organization for phishing, and what your employees need to know. There's just so many resources available. There's an assessment available on the website as well that you should go take a look. So all throughout October, Cyber Month, hashtag Cyber Month, please visit getcybersafe.ca.
Thank you so much, Christine, for being a part of our two-part episode. I hope that this will just be the first of many that we do together in order to, like I said, help Sterling's philosophy of education, as well as empowering people to understand more about cybersecurity and how it's not as overwhelming as people think. And yeah, I hope, like I said, I hope you come back. You're always welcome to come back, or anybody from your team is welcome. I would like to thank you and all of our listeners for joining us. If you haven't followed us yet, please make sure you do. Thank you for all of your support. And if you have any feedback or if you have any questions, please feel free to email us at cyberteam@sterlinginfo.com or visit our website at sterlinginfo.com. Be sure to tune in to our next episode where we'll give a spotlight on XDR. What exactly is XDR? It's Extended Detection and Response Platforms. This is not just a fad. XDR is now the gold standard, especially for companies with lean IT security teams. So make sure you tune into that episode, because we will have another esteemed guest joining us. I'm so excited about these podcasts. They're so amazing. My name is Peaches Matarang Cesario. Thank you for listening, and make it a great day.